What's up, Lost Boys? Here we are for our Week 10 fantasy recap video, and we'll preview a big Week 11 at the end. We'll get right into it right now, but first, click that subscribe button down below. Give me a thumbs up. We'll keep it rolling. All right, first matchup of the week. We're going to start with our game of the week, which was supposed to be Cass versus Pat. Two guys battling for those playoff spots. And unfortunately, Pat's team didn't show up to the party. Cass rolled him pretty good. Herbert got him 28 points. But the big one was CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb has risen to the occasion. I mean, he has been dominant the last 3 weeks for Cass. He is crushing it. He's got 30 points, I think, then 27, then another 30 points. So carrying Cass to victory this week. Pat on the flip side. He had some guys back from bye. He was hoping to get his Jags back, get him healthy. Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, that didn't happen. Trevor Lawrence, 2 points. Etienne, 5. Kirk got 11, but this is not what Pat's been getting from these guys for the majority of the season, especially Etienne. They did play the Niners defense, so that might have been the reason for the hiccup, which is an unfortunate loss for Pat, especially because Geno finally got him 24 points. Deontay Foreman did pretty good, but the rest of Pat's guys, they were really, really bad. So Pat takes the L. He falls to 5-5. Cass gets the W. He's won 5 in a row, which is crazy. Cass's team, like I said in last week's video, they are scary. They are scary. And then after another result that we'll talk about in a little bit, Cass's team's inching closer to that first place spot right now. So either way, Cass's team's a force to get reckoned with. He gets the win this week. Next one, we're going to go with our other game of the week. This was Tim versus Ryan. Both teams were tied. Both teams were fighting for the same record. And this was the closest game we've had all year and one of the closest games we've ever had in our league. Ryan takes the victory by 2.6 yards, aka 3 yards or 1 passing yard and whatever you want to do. 3 yards. Tim loses by 3 yards, and he had to watch it all by himself on Monday Night Football. The only game going on, he's seen Russell Wilson run down the field, run, getting these 15-yard chunk plays. And then at the end, he get his hopes up because Russell was kneeling it to get him into field goal range. Tim had a chance. If Russell maybe went back a couple more yards, would have cost Ryan those rushing yards. Anyway, Ryan takes the victory barely, and this was such a monster game, 139.2 to 139.16. Ryan moves to 6-4. Like I said, he's got his guys back. He's got Saquon. He's got Jonathan Taylor. He's got Eckler. Saquon's not looking really good right now because the Giants are awful. His other guys are looking really solid, though. Ryan did get good points from his kicker and his defense, which really, really helped him this week. Tim, on the other hand, he didn't. I mean, Tim did good this week. He did not have A.J. Brown, and he didn't have Travis Kelce. Those are his those are his first 2 picks in the draft, and he still almost came out with the victory. If he just, like you mentioned, if he just would have gotten a little bit more from his tight end position, Jonnu Smith got him 0.6. 0.6. All he needed was 1 point from Jonnu Smith. Tim would have taken it down. I mean, Purdy did really good. Tyler Lockett finally came out of his cocoon. Ramondre did okay. In general, it was good. Both guys did good. Unfortunately, Tim had to take the L. He falls to 5-5, and he is sitting at 5th place right now. Ryan moves up to 3rd place in the playoff spot. Next, we're going to go with our first place team, Jace, against our last place team, Denny. This game I called this was going to be an ass whooping, and boy, was I wrong. Jace falls to Denny. Jace, the juggernaut, he had been on a roll. He'd been killing everyone. Gets beat by Denny. Denny had some guys everyone did good on Denny's team. There was no monsters. It's just everyone did good. His quarterbacks did pretty good. Jamar Chase had a long touchdown. Kenneth Walker got a touchdown late. Najee got, I think, the first touchdown of the day maybe on Sunday. George Kittle had that 60-yard touchdown for a tight end. That's huge. Push Denny. Then you had a matchup going into the Sunday night or the Monday night game. Jace needed Diggs to have a pretty decent day. I think it was like 24 points. Unfortunately for Jace, Diggs did nothing. Got him less than 5 points. I mean, it's frustrating for Jace because when you lose with a quarterback scoring 38 points and your other quarterback scoring 25 points, 60 points combined, more than 60 points combined from your quarterbacks and you still find a way to lose, it's a frustrating day. But Chase isn't sweating it. He's still 7-3. He still has the most points in the league, and he's still in first place. His team's rocking right now. He just didn't get enough from his flex guys, Marquise Brown, Calvin Ridley. He might have to put Calvin Ridley on the bench. Denny, on the flip side, he got the must-needed win. He's still 4-6. He's still fighting for a playoff spot. He's still in there. He needs as much points as he can, which he got those points. I think he was the second highest scorer this week. So he did what he needed to do. He's still getting good contribution from his guys. He really needs more from Garrett Wilson. We'll see if that happens. But in general, if Lamar can get back to old Lamar and stop giving him these 13, 14-point games and give him those 25-point games, Denny's team's not looking too shabby. He gets the must-needed win. He goes to 4-6. Jace falls to 7-3. Next, we're going to go is Josh versus Justin. This one wasn't particularly close at the end. Justin got a great start to the week. I mean, he had TJ Hawkinson with 25 points. Usually when you get 25 points from your tight end, you're going to win. He got Romeo Doubs, I think, got one of the first touchdowns. So Justin was looking really, really strong to start out the week. Josh didn't really have any guys going in the noon games. And then finally, Josh had his Lions going, which fortunately for him, Jared Goff did well. Amon-Ra did really well. And Jahmyr Gibbs is finally coming around. So Josh took the dub this week. Josh Allen didn't do what he was supposed to last night on Monday Night Football. Burrow did okay. But in general, Justin's team's depth just didn't pull through. And you saw it here. Justin falls to 3-7. He's in 9th place. He pretty much might be done. Josh goes back up to 6-4. He needed this win. Hopefully this was his last win last week without Justin Jefferson. We'll see if they bring him back. It'd be a huge boost to his team. But he gets the dub. He goes back to 6-4. He's sitting in 4th place in the playoff spot. And then we'll go to our last but not least. Actually, this will be our last and our least game. I hate to throw this joke at you every week, Cal, but it's pretty much the same thing. Last and least, Calzone versus Roman. This was a slaughter fest. Cal needed this win to stay in the hunt. Didn't matter. Roman beat the shit out of him by almost 60 points. Wasn't even close. Sam Howell went off. Keenan Allen went off. Mike Evans went off. Matt's kicker got him 21 points. On the flip side, Cal's sleeping in the woods. I mean, Cal's best guy was Devin Singletary, the backup to Dameon Pierce. Got him 22. Did more than Dameon Pierce done all year. Tony Pollard, I don't know what the hell's going on with this guy. He's healthy every game. I think I read he's gone 160 touches without a touchdown. Think of it that way. If he averaged 30 touches a game, which is insane, 30 touches a game, that's gone over 5 straight games without a touchdown. So he's playing, he's just not getting touchdowns. He's not really getting yards. Dallas is scoring 1 million points, and Pollard still isn't doing anything. It's got to be making Cal pull his hair out. Watson's mediocre. He had to play Bryce Young. He sucks. Mandrews didn't really do much. Unfortunately for Cal, even when Mahomes isn't there, he hasn't been doing much. Cal's team just ain't it this year. I hate to say it, Cal. You're done. You're dead. You're in the ditch. We're putting dirt over top of you. I just took a dump to fertilize it. You're gone. Roman got the much-needed win. Andy got some much-needed points, 183 points to gain in case those tiebreakers come into play. He goes to 4-6 to stay in the hunt. We're going to look at, real quick, this coming week. Got Josh versus Tim, monster game, 4th place versus 5th place, because this week is not very good. I'm going to make this the game of the week because there's a lot of no bueno matchups. Josh versus Tim. Josh is in 4th, Tim went 5th. Tim needs to win. He loses by 3 yards, but he gets his studs back. He gets Kelsey back. He gets A.J. Brown back. All of his boys are here. Josh hopefully will get Justin Jefferson back. This is going to be a really, really good game. I'm going to give the slight edge to Tim. I think Tim gets back in the win column. I think Tim overtakes Josh and moves back into the playoff spot because of Kelsey, because of A.J. Brown. And what are the odds? They play each other on Monday night. Eagles versus Chiefs. Tim's going to be down maybe by 50 points going into Monday Night Football, and he still has a really good chance to win just because A.J. Brown versus Kelsey. So keep that in mind. Next match, we're going to go with Denny versus Cass. We're talking Rockstar crushing it versus, but Denny got the win last week. Don't put it out of him. He beat Jace last week. Who's the hottest team? Maybe he'll do it again this week. I don't think so, though. I think Cass's team's just a little bit better. Denny has some good stuff rolling, but he's just not getting enough touchdowns, I think, to compete with Cass. If Lamar has a monster game on Thursday, he needs Lamar to have a big game against the Bengals on Thursday. I'm talking a vintage 30-point Lamar game. If he gets Denny off on the right foot, he has a chance to take the cast down. Next, we're going with Barreto versus Pat. Pat needs this, good old soul cleansing matchup with Justin. That's what Justin does to you. He cleanses your soul. Pat lost 2 in a row. He made a nice run to get back in the playoffs. He's fallen twice in a row. He had some bye week matchups. He's got most of his team back healthy. He's playing Justin, who's not very good. His depth's bad. It's a little rough for him right now. I think Pat takes the dub. I just think he has a better team. We'll see if Justin can come around. As long as he has those 2 quarterbacks, Burrow and Allen, he has a shot every week. But Burrow plays Thursday night. Sometimes those games can be a little bit wonky. We'll see. I'm going to give the edge to Pat this week. Barreto's going to fall to 3-8 in my opinion. And last, you're going to have Romanowski versus Mr. Sweet Chin. Jace. Actually, I skipped over a game. I apologize about that. We skipped over Callaghan. I thought you were dead. You were in the ditch. I didn't mean to, but we're going to talk about you anyway because Ryan has a big game against you, Cal, this week. You got most of your guys back from bye. You get Mahomes back. Ryan, on the other hand, he's rolling. He got a big win over 3 yards against Tim this week. Ryan's team's looking really healthy. I'm going to give the edge to Ryan just because Cal's team's dead and Ryan's team looks really good. Ryan needs a little bit more from his quarterbacks going forward. So that might be the edge if Cal can get a vintage Mahomes performance on Monday Night Football. It might be able to help him out, but we'll see. Ryan takes this one. And then, like I said, we got Romanowski versus Jace. Jace lost last week. He doesn't want to lose 2 in a row. He wants to keep that #1 seed. He's tied with Cass, and he's only up about 60 points on him. Versus Roman, who put up 183 points. So Roman's feeling pretty good right now, and Roman has to have the dub. Jace does get Hurts but he does lose Kamara, which is big, and that's why I'm going to give the edge to Roman with the upset this week. I think Roman takes the dub, even though Jace maybe we'll get A-Chain back to take Kamara's spot. I still am going to give the slight upset to Roman. I think maybe Sam Howell does good against the Giants defense. I think his wide receivers come through. We will see. That Thursday Night Football game with Joe Mixon is going to be an interesting start to the thing. So anyway, boys, that is our Week 11 recap. Our standings, like I mentioned before, Jace, Cass, Ryan, Josh, top 4 playoff teams. Tim sitting at 5-5. Pat sitting at 5-5. Both guys right there. Then you got Matt. Then you got Denny. They are right behind there as well. They need the points. Learning Computer's looking good. He has 1,421 points, so he could get the tiebreaker over those guys. If he could just get a couple wins here, so maybe starting this week against Chase. And then you got the 2 dead horses, Justin, Cal. They're both down there. They're chilling with each other. We'll see. Maybe they make a run. I don't see it happening, guys. Hope you have a great day. Rock Chalk tonight. King James tonight. Let's go, boys.